Alrighty, today's trade was a great trade today. I'm waiting for more people to get in the live. Okay. So today we had a great trade. We made $784. We waited after 10 o'clock and we got this reversal. Our entry wasn't that great because we had a strong displacement candle. I wanted an external liquidity sweep, but we only got an internal one. So again, that's why I always note internal ones because they can reverse at any point. And then once we inverse this fair value gap on the 5 minute, I was super confident. Oh, this is the 15. Once we inverse this on the 15 minute, I was confident. And once we inverse this one on the 5 minute, I was confident. And where was my target? If you're an ICT trader, next liquidity. That's why I'm like, I get people say, look, ICT doesn't work, but it lets you know where to target your profit. And it hit both and reversed straight from there. It came back down again, but we could go lower, but who knows? Liquidity points are your target, and we had no liquidity points in between here and this gap to target. So once we broke, this was an hourly 9 a.m. candle liquidity. So once we came down here, I did move my stop loss to break even just in case it wanted to reverse from here for like a regular like liquidity to liquidity hour silver bullet thing going on. But great trade. So I'm gonna talk about why I think we're gonna keep back testing this 10 a.m. Area, because at 10 a.m. there's so many things that line up with 10 a.m. for trading. Number one, we have 9:50 to 10:10 macros. Then we have the 10 a.m. ICT silver bullet lines up, and then it lines up with the start of a 4-hour candle. So the 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. 4-hour candle all line up with 10 a.m. So I just felt like I'm probably gonna stay only trading at at 10 a.m. I marked the open to get maybe a like our liquidity sweep was a PO3, which would have took us further to go lower. However, it just was that 9:30 movement. It took us higher, and then we went lower for the rest of the day. And obviously, some people like it could have been a day where it kept going all the way down. But for me, I just take my profit at the first liquidity point, and if it goes down the rest of the day, it does. If it reverses on us like this, obviously you technically could still be in this trade if you wanted to be, and you could have sold again if you got in later on the pullback. Because I did talk about that on my live. I was saying how I now get in at market structure shifts because it doesn't always come back and tap you in a fair value gap. It did today, but it did until noon. So we were in our trade and we were out of our trade in 45 minutes. However, if you wanted to wait for it to tap you in at noon for a slightly, I think my entry wasn't that bad because I was waiting up here. I was hoping it tapped us in the breaker, but see how it won't. Like sometimes that's why I don't enter on fair value gaps anymore. I don't wait for pullbacks anymore because on the 5 minute it can just run without you. And that's okay. That's just what it does sometimes. So yeah, this is the trade, and this is why we trade at 10 p.m. 10 a.m. because it just lines up with so many things. All these line up with 10 a.m. So a 10 a.m. reversal, something's gonna happen at 10 a.m. And some people, caught this trade here, which was this trade inverse of the fair value gap, but our trade was bigger and better risk reward. You see what I'm saying? So you don't even need to worry about the 9:30 trades because sometimes it'll go down, or at least it'll give you an entry back in at 10 a.m. So we had a good day today, $785. It's on obviously paper trading, but you see it right there. It was a good day. So let's back test this. Let's continue back testing this. We've been back testing this. Next New York session, and you just see, and we can even just mark out 10 a.m. and just see how the market reacts from 10 a.m. on. But you kind of want to have a higher time frame bias. It's looking like we're going up, but it could reverse from here, and it could reverse from here and here. But As far as the 1 hour is looking, we have this long wick here and then a green candle that's being made at, 9 o'clock. And then you can we'll mark the 9 a.m. candle as well on here once it finally closes. But okay, this is 10 a.m. We're running like we knew we would. This is the 10 a.m. candle here. So I tried to mark out the opening of the 10 a.m. candle, number 1. Again, this is the 5-minute chart, so you'll have time before this candle closes. With this push and this push, we pushed above, candle close. It's giving a continuation play. Let's see what the next liquidity is. There is one here, because you don't have to only play reversals, but it usually reverses in this time. If we think it's going to go way up here, we can get in another one. Let the candle play out. Okay. Now we got a beautiful reversal. We can wait for a little more confirmation. There is another fair value gap down here if you want to wait for this one. Like I said, 10 a.m. reversal area time, and let's just see how it plays out. Boom. Okay. It's a little sideways though, I'm not gonna lie to you. However, we could have caught you still could have caught something like, the candle closed way down here, which is not fun, but like I did, maybe get in like a little later today, like I did, if you're confident. And the next liquidity point isn't to way down here though, is the only problem. We came close, but we didn't hit it. You could just do a 1 to 2 or 1 to 2.5, is what some people do. And let's see if it continues though our way. If not, And if you're confident in this buy move, if you felt confident in taking this off this candle, we got no drawdown on this 1 hour candle, not even on the 1 hour. It just went straight up. If you want to feel confident taking that move with a stop loss right here, you could do that, but the reversal is something more so is what we like to see. Or just like another candle past this liquidity point to say that we're going higher. This is still not a bad trade if you're really YOLOing it. But again, this is a very experienced trader trade. You need a good eye for this. This is more like what we would take. So basically we're just looking and seeing again like how the market moves in this time frame. And like I said many times, I canceled it. All these things line up with 10 a.m. and that's why now I trade at 10 a.m. So I live trade every morning and now it's 9:55. 9:50, 10 macros, 10 a.m. silver bullet, and the start of the 4 hour candle. Because really what you want to catch is the 4 hour candle. Or wherever the beginning of the 4 hour candle. You don't need to catch the whole 4 hour candle. But you want to try to get in and I hate when this happens. Are we higher or lower? Okay, we're higher. Well, a gigantic gap, which gaps always fill. And then we have a lot of consolidation. So now we're really waiting for like a power of 3 thing to go on for it to like sweep a buy side or a sell side and then reverse for sure. We have accumulation, we want a manipulation to one side or the other, and then we want a distribution. So let's just see what that looks like. Okay, a lovely distribution. Now let's see if we can get a reversal. There's no fair value gaps to reverse from. Okay, now we did get a little pullback, which also can be the reversal in the silver bullet hour. Also something that's just very experienced. That's an experience thing. So you can either, wait for it to break here and get down to the second candle, or again, you could still just wait for the reversal. That's how you feel. And then I think we're already at kind of a high. So if we're already high, I usually do 1 to 1.5 just to keep it safe. Okay, we lost. And then, let's see, waiting for the reversal would have been the smarter move for you. It has to be, continuation plays have to be super fucking clear. Like dumb clear. So, and it still would have reversed. You would have got reversal and it would have stopped you out. So it's just day you just would have lost. Because even once we inverted this, we'd be good. But then it made another one and it inverted this red one to go back up. So it really is just trading sideways on us. Didn't want it going higher though for that 1 to 1.5. So stop loss was just a little too tight. I mean, actually wasn't. It came to sweep liquidity and went higher. But this is like the reversal you can wait for. If you're confident in your bias going up, then you would wait for a pullback, a nice pullback for it to go higher. If you're really confident, I was pretty sure it was gonna go down, so I would have got faked out on this. But this is still a good fake out though. This is just a strong fake out. So you either would have just lost one trade and then got right back in it, which is fine. People do it all the time. My limit is 2 trades a day. 2 trades. If I win the first one though, that's the only trade I take. If I lose both, obviously I'm done. And then if I lose one, I usually can make my losses back on the second one and be back in profit. So yeah, okay, let's go to the next day. That was the day just we would have lost. But a lot of the movement, as you see, happens just after 10 a.m. Now you just need to be able to catch the move again. And then the 4-hour time frame will also show you some stuff too. Because see, on the 4-hour, we're going down. Kind of like, this is exactly what happened today, but it ran up a little bit first. But we have a fair value gap on the 4-hour that wants to be tapped, and then a liquidity point right below it, which is kind of far. And then we'll see what this looks like on the 1-hour. Yeah, liquidity right there. So it lines up nicely on the 1-hour. I didn't know if this was going to be like way down. There's also a gap in here on the 1-hour. So it looks like it wants to go down. So let's see if we can get some kind of pullback up to go lower is what we want. We are wicking out of that gap pretty nicely on the 1-hour though. Okay, so this is the 10 a.m. open. Now if we wanted to continue higher, we're already underneath to get in some bias to go higher. If we wanted to go lower, we technically want it to come above, but let's see. Okay, this just traded really sideways on us. It is going up though. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. It started off, we wanted it below. This was a perfect turtle soup of the 1-hour candle. This is what I want. Like, we didn't get this today. I want some action above or below the open of the opposite direction I want it to go. This 9 a.m. candle wick was our sign that we want to go higher. I don't know if y'all know that, but this long wick, it came in, it tapped, and it reacted and pushed up. We candled open, we came down a little bit, that's this turtle soup, and then we went to opposing liquidity. That was it. If you need an extra confirmation, we also have a fair value gap made right before 10 a.m. that we inverse. So you could have got a better entry right there, or you wouldn't have, because this candle's long as shit. So you would have got the same entry, or you could maybe got in down here. But we got an inverse, a tap, a reaction. 10 o'clock we opened, we came below a little bit a few times, and then we took it to the upside. So this is all you want to catch. You want to catch the 10 a.m. hourly candle for the most part, but this one wound up going up for 3 hours. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So this went up But that is the what? The whole 4-hour candle. You see what I'm saying? They line up very nicely. Or 10 to 2, and then the end of the 2 p.m. candle. This actually took a while to hit. It hit at 3 p.m., which is a long ass trade. But it did it. And if you had now this could have been one of those trades where if you had stop loss at break even, you just would have made $0 that day. You wouldn't risk, but I don't really move my stop loss to break even until I at least hit a liquidity point, and we had none in here to hit. So that's just what it is. But see how things just line up. And again, I think I'm trying to stick to only playing reversals. I do tend to try to play continuation plays, as you saw on that other day I lost, but I'm really trying to stick to just these reversals here, back to opposing liquidity, and that's it. So let's go to the next day, and it happens pretty often. Where are we? Okay, this is the 4-hour, and it still look like we're just pushing. I think, is this when we hit all-time highs last year? Or December 2023? I don't remember. I feel like we hit all-time highs in another. There's no way. I feel like we hit all-time highs in the spring, but okay, yeah, no, we're not at all-time highs yet. That's what I thought. We're almost. Did we sweep this already? Okay, we're almost there. Okay, those are our liquidity, so we should be running up to pull back for a little bit, running up to pull back, and then go down for a little bit according to the 4-hour, and then the 1-hour. Let's see. So we probably hope it goes down a little bit first, and then goes up, or it can sweep these first. Honestly, I really don't care. You really don't care. It can run up before 10 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock. You're ready to play whatever it gives you. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, we got an inverted fair value gap here. I am still kind of confident in buys though. So I would wait for the market structure shift first. Because we got candle close for a decent entry. We got a wick though here, so let's just see what it looks like on the hour. It looks strong, but let's look at this 9 a.m. candle close. Came back into here. 10 a.m. candle open. So if we do go lower, we're already above it to go lower. We tapped in a little bit to go higher, so let's see. Trying to see if there's another fair value gap that we can inverse as well. This is why sometimes the only thing about this strategy is you do kind of have a little bit of a bias. I'm sorry to say, you get to have a little bit of an understanding of the chart, because this is technically a reversal. I mean, some people take this. Some people take this liquidity point because we swept this liquidity on the downside and just take it to this liquidity on the upside. That is a trade some people take. Okay, now I think this is the confirmation that we want to go down. It's still kind of sidewaysy. It's sidewaysy on the 1-hour. But let's just see if it wants to go down to. I mean, there is kind of equal lows down here, but it's not really a good risk to reward anyway. So I don't even know if I would risk that. It's a 1 to 1.75. So. And we hit it. So yeah, see why you wait for what's up Tay. You just wait for, if it's indecisive, you wait for a confirmation. So we had an inversion of this fair value gap, which technically it did hold. Your risk to reward might not have been, you would have gotten this candle close, and maybe even that one. So we got a better entry off this candle, and your stop loss would have been way up here. So we got a better entry and a tighter stop loss, waiting for it to be decisive, because once we had a strong wick before 10 o'clock. That's why we wait for 10 o'clock, because you can get faked out before 10 o'clock. And you wait and see, and it was a little confusing. We had our 10 a.m. open. It came above it. a good bit and we took it down. I don't know how much further down we're gonna go on this, but especially because we didn't sweep this higher time frame liquidity yet, but that's still a valid trade. And it could just plummet. We do have news, obviously, so I would get off the chart before news, but that still went down a good bit. So yeah, that's how you trade. That 10 a.m., wait for 10 a.m., wait for some confirmation. Obviously, this big gap was nice. You could have got in on the end of that gap if you wanted to, but your entry would have been down here, and your stop loss would have had to be way up here, and it would have been like a 1-to-1. So it played out though, but again, this is just how you do it. That 10 a.m., it just lines up with so much shit. Again, I'm going to show y'all again. It lines up with the 9:50 to 10:10 macros, the 10 a.m. ICT silver bullet, and the 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. 4-hour candle. So it's just too much that lines up with this time frame that I feel confident trading this every day. I feel confident waiting for setups. I feel confident not taking setups on this time. I feel confident in not getting faked out. Okay, we're kind of consolidating after we ran up a bit. There's a bunch of fair value gaps down here. We already tapped into one, so I'll mark this second one because this is the one we've kind of reacted off of. And then we have one down here, and then we have equal highs though up here. So it'd be nice to come down here and take the equal highs, or sweep the equal highs, go lower. So let's see what the 5-minute is going to give us. Let's mark 10 a.m. It's all you do every day. Every day. Okay, well, it did not sweep. So at this point, I'm still not confident. I mean, this is a strong candle. However, at this point, I will wait for an inverse of this gap just to be safe. This is our 10 a.m. open. So hopefully we come back above for a little bit. We made a new gap on the 5-minute. So it can either inverse this or inverse this one. I like when it's in a range like this. Or let's wait for it to candle close above, or just tap in and react off this gap just to be extra safe. Sometimes to me, this isn't clear. And if you see something clear in here, or you want to YOLO some sales, you know, you can do that. There's no rules in trading but your own, and then you just make sure you follow them. Okay, we reacted off this gap pretty nicely. I think you could get in here. New swing high to target, which we love, so you don't have to have your stop loss way the fuck up here. And let's see if we can take it down to a 1-to-3, and then really confident when we get a market structure shift below this. Because I marked that today too. I was like waiting for we have to get a candle close below this fair value gap before I'm really confident in the trade. In my trade. Yes, I was confident we're going to this liquidity point, but until we inverted this gap, this trade was still I don't know these. So you have your points where you can mark it, and then if it doesn't, you can adjust your stop loss or adjust your risk. See how we wicked above it? We want a candle close below it. We're not. Now we got one. So this would have been nerve-wracking a little bit watching this wick up. But now that we got a nice candle close below, we're in a market structure shift. Boom. Oof. Don't reverse on us. Hit RTP. There we go. Scary trade, actually. That would have been a scary trade to sit through, but look at it. Beautiful. See what I'm saying? 10 a.m. It just helps you not get faked out. Because even here, you got faked out on this shit at 9:30. And I've been faked out at 9:30 too many times. So now I'm I don't give a fuck what happens before I get on at 10 o'clock. And look at the perfect candle we caught. We caught this whole 11 a.m. candle on the 1 hour. And obviously on the 4 hour, we caught not the top of the open, but we did get an entry above the 10 a.m. open candle. That's a win. That's a double win right there. This is all you want to do. So that's why I'm when people explain candle range theory, the way they explain it, it's kind of stupid. You use it to kind of know where the market's going and just try to catch the 10 a.m. candle. Because usually the 10 a.m. candle, 10, 11, and 12 a.m. candle are the biggest candles of the day. The 10 a.m. candle on the 4 hour is usually the biggest candle of the day. So you're just trying to catch some of the move. That's it. So you don't need, because sometimes people call candle range 3 just these 3 candles, which technically it is, like this liquidity sweep above this to take it to maybe down here. However, it's technically just 3 candles the way most people explain it. So it's just, your target is just here, which is, that's not good. Look at this. That mean if you're a professional and you know how to turtle soup that bitch, then yeah, that's great. But if you're not, you know, you just wait for extra confirmation, which we got. So yeah, if you are a good turtle super, that 9:55 gave you something, which is still closer to what? 10 o'clock. That is a 9:55 macro trade, not even a 9:30 trade. 9:30 was here, this green candle, which could have faked you out that we're going higher. Swept some liquidity. And then, so honestly, that liquidity sweep, candle close, we could have got in right here, actually. I should have paid attention to that on the 1 hour. We actually could have gotten on that. That's what we could have gotten on. Because see, on the 1 hour, we got that candle close after a long wick to the upside. That's the trade we wanted. We did wait for, you know, a fair value gap tap, which you can never, like I said, you can never be wrong. Because honestly, until you get a fair value gap tap, this trade was like a YOLO-y trade, and your stop loss is kind of big. Still confident, but this wick, it's like, this is kind of indecisive. But if you're a regular, you know, CRT person, you kind of can see this reversal, but it's not as clear all the time. It's not always 3 candles. It's not always, you know, whatever the fuck. But that's how we trade. Let's do another one. So that's why I'm like, make CRT your own. You see how I've made it my own. I don't give a fuck what these people call it or how they trade it or how they, I see what they're saying about higher time frame candle, but necessarily I don't trade it the same. Whoa, look at all this liquidity that just got taken the fuck out. So but a very indecisive thing going on here, because look at these 2 wicks to go to the upside. We have liquidity up here, no fair value gaps, a bunch of wicks touching each other, no fair value gaps at all down here either. We'll just mark out this sell side, and we'll mark out Asian low. This is a day where it's kind of confusing, so let's just wait to see what the market gives us to. You can just wait to see what the market gives you. You don't have to like always try to guess sometimes. All right, almost at 10 o'clock. All right, 10 o'clock candle open there. 1 hour, it's looking like we're probably still gonna push. But again, I don't know, it's still a little early to tell. Even though it's just halfway to the target. So maybe if you want to YOLO this with a tight stop loss below this green candle, you can YOLO this. I'm not as confident in this, but this is why we backtest, because then you can see how things play out for you. Or you could just, again, wait for the reversal, like most of us probably should. See, stopped out immediately stopped out. So I would just wait for some more confirmation. It's still going up though, so that's why continuation plays are hard. Like, I mean, I guess stop loss below, or that is the turtle soup for our 10 a.m. candle technically. See what I'm saying? It came back under the 10 a.m. open for us to get in buys to go higher. Technically, that's what that is. But again, that is some shit you're not gonna catch unless you've been trading for 5 years. I'm not even gonna catch it. That is very experienced trader. Because even today, we candle open, just ran the rest of the day, so you wouldn't have known to wait for this. But if we had our stop loss below this candle, that trade would have worked out, and it would have been a 1 to 2.8. So that's why I'm like, you can play continuation plays and you'll see it on the hourly. Like, you'll see how confident the hour chart is. And once you get this candle close, no, my entry was here. So the risk reward is not that great unless you take it. Was there another liquidity point up here? Oh no, well. And we didn't even tap, we missed it by a tick. There we go. I was like, almost 1 to 2. Maybe you could have got 1 to 2. Yeah, you could have got 1 to 2. So on the 1 hour, you saw it was pushing green, and that was that candle close here. That's why I was like, good to play a continuation. We had these long wicks. We saw these long wicks here, as in strong push to the upside. Liquidity here. Market makers buy. You see what I'm saying? So you need a little bit. Going into tomorrow, what are you looking for? This. I don't go into tomorrow looking for anything. I get on the chart and then see what, the market already has done since midnight. But I don't go into the chart looking for anything for the night before. But this what I'm doing now is what I'm doing every morning. I get on the chart, I look, I was confident on the 1 hour for our CRT that we were going down today. And we did, and I caught it, and then we traded sideways. And we didn't sweep liquidities, which I wanted. So, but you don't have to. So this, you'll know when to play a continuation by your hour candle in your 4 hour chart. Oh, right, you have no set bias. I remember exactly. Yeah, I don't go in with the bias, because then you start to. That's a psychology thing. When I go with the bias, I'm like, I am looking for buys all day, and then I'll miss a clear out sell. Unless it's just like obvious. Like today, the sell today was so obvious. It actually didn't even really give you a chance to get in the trade. You had to just not be scary today and get in that trade. It went and never looked back. Right at 10 o'clock too. Like you got in, I got on the chart and the thing said bye. And I said, hold on. And I got in that trade. Okay, we do have a little internal liquidity sweep. We can count this. We'll see how we react up 10 a.m. Boom. But I didn't want to reverse. That's why you wait for 10 a.m. You would have about to get stopped out if you caught that trade. See what I'm saying? 10 a.m. just keeps you from getting faked the fuck out. Okay, the 10 a.m. candle now opened here. Super strong. But we got a little wick going on. So we can wait for another candle. Boom. You can even get in that trade off of that. We got a little fair value gap inversed. So you said that continuation play we played last time is very different than this. You'll know when to wait for another candle, or again, just wait for more candles and get in the entry of a trade when you know it's for sure. See, it did not candle close above. We did not get a candle close below, I meant. So there was no reversal. So at that point, after this candle, I think you can still get in some buys. It's that red candle afterwards I don't like. And I don't know where the next liquidity point is either. We might be at the all-time highs now. But yeah, always check your higher time frame to know for sure. What's this 4 hour candle doing? I mean, it's still pushing. I don't like this red candle though. I really don't. It's scaring me. So let's actually practice not taking a trade if you're not confident and see where it goes. Okay, so now we got our candle close. And that's why if you're not confident in the trade, you wait. Because we swept some liquidity. Now the 4 hour is showing us a wick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see this in real time. I know it looks very fast right now, but you'll see this shit in real time. And it will be so beautiful. And it will be so... Damn, and still got stopped out. That's crazy. So me not taking a trade because I was confused or not sure was the real bias, actually. And we just would have lost. And that's fine. We've lost like 2 this whole session. But yeah, this is the trade I wanted. Originally, that stopped you out. This could have been one though where you got stopped out and you just got right back in. Because at this point, when we get in, since we wait for good conviction to get in trades, once it goes against you, it's probably going the rest of the way. And let's see. I just don't know. We're at all-time highs, so it's hard to know where it's going to go. But see how it just kept going the rest of the day. You could have got in on a trade and stop loss is tight because here's the swing lows here, and could have took it for a nice 1 to 2.3. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. Now your stop loss is a little bigger on this one. It's almost the same size as this whole trade, so you would have made your losses back and then some, but not like 2x your losses. Different trade. That's the only thing about ICT. Like sometimes your stop losses, your trades aren't going to be as big. But this was a fake out and a good fake out. So sometimes fake outs are going to be good. If we were, but this is what I want to see when I talk about power of 3. And this is what I wanted to happen today. So technically, to keep it extra safe, this is our 10 a.m. open. 10 a.m. open. You want it to come down here if you want it to go higher, and vice versa. If we want it to go lower, we want it the candle close up and then continue lower. You see what I'm saying? So obviously it did both, but you would like to catch the bottom wick of the trade because then you really can hold your trade for so much longer. And this is what we call turtle soup. Even though you kind of have a big stop loss, but you could have took it for a nice 1 to 3. Now again, this is what I'm talking about. This stuff is professional shit. Some of this shit is professional shit. Like a turtle soup entry, there's a few that a lot of us can catch. Yes, the PO3 is so good, and that's what I'm talking about. Trying to catch the PO3 at 10 a.m. the 10 a.m. hourly candle. It's gonna be hard. And obviously, like I said, like today, our PO3 was the opening candle, which I did not like. I don't like it when your PO3, this is 10 a.m. open, this dotted line. Our PO3 was the opening candle wick, and then it never came back above. I would love for it to trade up here and then go down, which lined up with liquidity. It didn't, but what did we get? A good displacement that confirmed for me that we're going down. So maybe, I mean, that was some good displacement right there, though, I feel like. Maybe not as good as the one we had today, but I feel like this was good displacement, but obviously with the gap, because we had good big candles all up in here, a gap here, small gap here. And you know what? It just would have been a loss, and you would have got, but you would have got back in. I feel like you would have been confident to go back in. But yeah, you want to catch, I'm trying to just catch the power of 3 on the 1 hour chart. I mean, on the 1 hour candle, but on the 5 minute chart. So let's do another one. Next New York session. This is the 4 hour chart now. We do have a liquidity sweep up here, so maybe we can get a CRT to the downside. Let's make this bigger though, because you will have to see if there's any just liquidity on the other side. And I think, yeah, this is about the time. I mean, this is still December. I feel like we didn't hit all-time highs until like this year, spring, but I could be wrong. Okay, this is the daily chart. So we are at all-time highs. So this is where it gets tricky, because then you now have to just do your stop losses, your take profits very safely. If we just keep running up, there's no liquidity up top to target. It's just gonna either run or it's not. So at least if we go down, we have a bunch of liquidity to target, but if we go up, we have none. So you gotta use standard deviation for that, which I don't have set up on. I mean, do I have standard deviation set up on here? Oh yeah, I guess so. This is not my fib anyway. That's the fib that came with FX replay, but so I don't know what settings are on it, but I'm sure it shows standard deviation somewhere. Okay, we got a liquidity sweep here, and then we do have an internal one here if this wants to sweep it. We have some low liquidity here. Again, I'm doing all internal at this point because we're in an indecisive space. We're at all-time highs. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, we got a liquidity sweep on the buy side and a strong red candle, but it's not 10 o'clock yet. So let's see. Now 10 o'clock, we have, this is our, it's a red candle, so the top is the open. I hate when it does that. The top is the open. So you kind of do want to come above here to go lower if we are strong at lower, but let's just see. We do get a fair value gap, a red one, so let's wait for a reaction off of it on this green candle or a candle close above. Strong candle close above. I think we can take this. It's a little scary. Again, when there's all-time highs, I just get a little scared because technically it could reverse at this liquidity point right here. So this would be our target to where we know we're going up when we get a nice push above this line. If we don't, and we just sweep it and go down, then we can like cut our losses or just get out of the trade. You know what I'm saying? Or not take this trade. Push above, push above. Nope, see, it didn't really push above it. So should have just waited for the reversal. And honestly, you can just only wait for the reversals. How far did it go down? This is a day just traded sideways anyway, even on the 1 hour. So you would either just not take a trader with a loss somewhere in this mess. Because it's not going anywhere. Is it finally gonna go down or up? No, so you're just trading sideways, and this is already about to be 3 p.m. So it's just a day you don't trade. Or take a small gain up here. You could have just cut your losses. Or, cut your gains, or cut your losses, or just loss, or just not trade it at all. So, hey there, Lamont, what's up? But yeah, this is just 10 a.m. You'll know if it's choppy. You'll know if you get faked out. You know if you won't get faked out. I feel like it's a better time frame to trade. I think okay, on this one, let's go to the 4 hour. We do have a big fair value gap up here and equal highs. So I guess you want to see a reaction off this gap, or wait for if we invert it, then we're just going here and probably going back down. There's no more liquidity, and I think with all-time highs, you probably should just wait for buy side to get swept and like small reversals. However, the reversals, as you see, won't be as great, so it's like it's hard to tell. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Boom. Alrighty, now let's see if we get a reversal. No, there's not really any fair value gaps to inverse until we get way back down here. So it can, let's see, it could continue up, boom. I don't like this green candle at all. You can wait for one more if you want. Like that one is better. I don't like these stop losses either. And then hopefully we can take it down to liquidity right here, is it? There is equal lows down here. Let's see. Again, we're at all-time highs. It gets very scary. Not stopped out yet. Now I'm stopped out. Yeah, equal high. All-time highs, it just trades weirdly. Okay, so my stop loss was just too tight. That's all that was. So it did make new swing lows, so I was confident in that, but stop loss was just too tight, and I hate when I do that. That's a good trade. Technically, your stop loss should be the high of the reversal, and it'll still give you a 1 to 2. As I said, the stop loss is big. It's gonna run for you. So that's one where I either got stopped out and maybe would have got back in. That's probably what I would have done, or I would have. I'm practicing having my stop loss as big, like giving trades room to play out, and it just kept ripping. Oh yeah, you would have made all your money back and then some. Cause that's a higher. That's why I say, like, with higher time frame, with all time highs like this, it's gonna play in your face and then go your way, because it has nothing to do up here but reverse. It has to pull back and go higher, and that shit ran for the rest of the day. So, I mean, that's a phenomenal trade right there. Yeah, we would have got faked out a little bit, but I think you get faked out a lot less now. If you're one of those 930 traders, you could have took this trade up to liquidity. You would have gotten probably the 930 candle close, stop loss below the wick, take it to here for a 1 to 3. Not bad, not bad. But see why I don't care about 930 trade? Because the 10 a.m. trade eats the 9 o'clock trade up, 930 trade up. Like, it's just way, it's always bigger. It's always bigger. Even today, it's always bigger. So you can risk less. So you cannot be as scared. It's just a little different. But damn, that was a nice trade, right? That's a day I would never have been able to call. But it went down. But we were at all-time highs, so it's time to rebalance all the running up we did. So it's nice to have a day like that. Let's do one more to feel a little more confident. Because yesterday's backtesting did not have me confident in the charts and in this strategy. But again, the market showed me today where it went to go with its biggest displacement candle. I got in before it closed. Some people might have got in actually when it closed for still 1 to 1.5. And yeah, nice trade. Could have waited for it to come back to this fair value gap if you wanted to. So many things you could have done today, and it hit, and I just went to the next liquidity that was made. That was it. Okay, here we have a nice fair value gap per usual on the 4 hour, which is fucking massive. It's red because it's bearish. We have a liquidity point up here. Let's see if it just wants to go up there and sweep it. And see if we get a nice reversal from it. Or we reverse out of this gap would be nice. I mean, there is a 5-minute one here that we just inversed. A bullish one. If you feel that, or you can wait for it to come out of the gap altogether. Just to be safe. Jeez, it's just, this is a day where you just wouldn't have traded, I'm sorry to say. Even though we were right, it went down to the gap. This close below the gap wasn't good enough. It wicked right back up. There's no really any real entries here unless this candle close is nasty. You might have could got something here, but again, your stop loss is going to be fatter than, and then what, to here, not good enough. It needs to go all the way down to here. It needs to go all the way down to here to make it at least somewhat worth it. And that's still a 1 to 1.8. I don't like that. I want to wait for something better. But what time is it? It's already 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock. I'm not even trading that. So that's just a small 4-hour candle. So some of them are going to be small and indecisive. And I just wouldn't have traded this day. And, that just is what it is. Or it could be tapping back into this bearish fair value gap to go lower. No, see what I'm saying? Like, it's just very indecisive. So, it just happens. And this is the 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. candle. So if you want to trade that one, there is a nice PO3 running up to this buy side liquidity, but I'd be off the charts by then. But that's the silver bullet for the afternoon session. Well, no, actually that's after. That's 3. I mean, yeah, this is the 4-hour candle, but that's after 3 p.m. So I don't think any of us would trade that, especially because if you're in a prop firm, trading that late is very risky. But see, like the 10 a.m. time frame, it just doesn't help you. You don't get faked out. I'm gonna reiterate this. It lines up with all these strategies at once. 9:50 macros, 10 a.m. silver bullet, the 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. candle, which is the main candle of the day, all line up at 10 a.m. So that's why I'm trading at 10 a.m. I'm not getting on at 9:30 anymore. A lot of people don't even trade the first 20 minutes of the market open. A lot of experienced traders. So at that point, you're already basically might as well wait for 10 p.m. Because then you're just going to be watching these two candles up here. You know what I'm saying? So I trade at 10 p.m. And I want to see, I think tomorrow I'm going to back test like just the 5-minute. Marking 10 a.m. and just seeing if you can just catch reversals just off reversals. Even without liquidity points, honestly. I want to see if you can just like off invert for value gap or something, but obviously you do want to see the liquidity sweep or something. But like something like this. Now I'm not a fair value gap tap trader anymore because that shit will run and leave you in the dust. But yeah, like something like this, if you are one of those, if you can just catch trades reversals just off 10 a.m. or something, I want to see if like that's a thing tomorrow, like without using CRT, and you can just see if you catch that. Did not do anything, but almost it went down and tapped it, rejected off of it twice. So you would just cut your losses here. I've always said that if it's trading sideways on you and it made a swing high or swing low, but while you're in the trade after your entry or right before your entry, you can just set your take profit at that, just to have like it might not go down in here, but it probably might sweep the one it just made and then reverse on you. But yeah, I want to see that. I'm gonna backtest that tomorrow. Oh, well, look at that. Look who was right. Without getting stopped out. Sometimes you just gotta be patient, and I'm not patient, as you see. Look at that. Look at that trade I called without even marking anything on the 4-hour or 1-hour time frame. Liquidity is definitely important. Exactly. But sometimes it's not, because this no liquidity sweep. No liquidity sweep for this reversal, and today we did not get a liquidity sweep. I mean, we got this tiny one, but the main one was up here. So you guys just be able to react. But see what I'm saying? Like, I just want to see if like you can take reversals just after 10 a.m. and look how it planned out beautifully. We didn't even look at any CRT. We didn't look at any there's no way you're just predicting the reversal though. It's time and price. It's time and price. And then you wait for a displacement, market structure shift. There's ways to spot reversal. We got all of that. And it went down insanely for a beautiful trade. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you could just trade 10 a.m. reversals without even fucking looking at CRT at all. Obviously, CRT would tell you if it does continue, but look at that. No liquidity sweep. None. No liquidity sweep. I mean, maybe this one. I'll give the chart this one. And this is why I mark shit like this on the charts. Cause I remember, what was it, Friday? A girl got in my live and was like, "Oh, we don't have any point to reverse." And I'm like, "No, we already did. We just got on the chart and it already hit at 8:30 a.m. Like took the liquidity or some shit." So yeah, it did do a little liquidity from here. So honestly, you could have turtle souped that bitch, but you want to wait for a confirmation since these liquidity points are so close. But you could have did a turtle soup. But you see how I caught that trade? Just what? After 10 a.m. I don't know, man. Back test it and cook it up. To be honest, it definitely could be something. Exactly. So tomorrow we're gonna do that. We're gonna just sit on the 5 minute, mark out 10 a.m. and like just trade reversals and see what we get. And if we get continuations, well, hopefully we don't play them. We can see them so we don't get stopped out. You know, that's another thing. You don't want to like have more losses. But also, how many continuations have we had? Even last week, I think we had 2 continuations, 3 reversals, which is still a good bit. 2 to 3 is not a risk reward, but if you definitely if if your gains are bigger than your losses, that 2 to 3 is still profitable. You know what I'm saying? So certain things resonate with certain people, so you gotta try it out and you'll see how you like it. I definitely need to learn that good stuff. What good stuff? But yeah, I definitely think the 10 a.m. even if it's not reversal and you trade continuations, whatever, it's just the best time frame to trade, in my opinion. Again, and again, say this 9:30. No, so this is 8:30. So if you're a 9:30 trader, you caught this little move, which is fine. If you're an 8:30 trader, you did catch a big move, but my 10 a.m. move ate both of those in the dust. And that's just what I just want to catch. And it's funny because I used to not care about these. I used to trade at 8:30, catch my move, be done. And then I was just like, now I'm like, it starts summer and price action just wasn't with me. So I was like, now I'll just wait till 10. Because something with what was happening to me in the fall, I would take this trade and then I would take the reversal that most people were waiting for. Like all the gurus were waiting at 10 for the reversal or waiting for like the big reversal of the day. And I would take both after I saw that you could do both. But now I'm kind of just trading one. Because you need something that's going to last you all year as a beginner. You're not going to be good enough to trade in the summer as we see with me. So next summer I will be good. But you want something like this or whatever you trade that you can trade all year and you're still going to be profitable even when the market is unfavorable. So that's what I'm trying to find. But that worked out so beautifully. That's a great way to end the session. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to trade just the 5 minute 10 a.m. reversals, which is technically ICT silver bullet, honestly. Same shit. And obviously this is December, so you're going to see it really nicely in December, January, February, March. Because that's when I was fucking milking the shit. Even with options trading, I was milking it. But yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. If y'all live trade with me in the morning, I get on at 10 now, 9:55. Or you can come back tomorrow night and we'll go over my trade. Look at that beautiful trade. And we'll back test, that silver bullet, but not this silver bullet strategy. Because you have to have a silver bullet works very well when you know what you're doing and you have a bias of the market. Don't just go in here just trading shit. But we're going to see tomorrow how good you would be if you just trade shit. Because a lot of people say you can do that. You can just trade silver bullet, wait for reversals. You don't get one, you don't trade, and you'll get funded that way. So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow in the morning or at night. Running,